I don't know. Are we live or not?
We live?
Somewhere on this universe, somewhere in these internet streets, we live.
Well,
Y'all pray for me because the community, these folks wanted to do something. I'm outside doing my thing, trying to do some house maintenance. And these trifling folks said, let's go live. Let's do something. Oh, okay, we could do that. So of course I got to be extra. We're gonna try a little different. I haven't used Restream in a while, but Restream Studio, and this is kind of taking a little bit to get used to because I'm used. We eat can fam except for that guy right below me. That he vmix, but we gonna pray for him anyway. We gonna pray for him anyway. He gonna come back around. But let's see. Let's get
you
it.
need to
Okay. Let
stop
me.
it.
I
Stop
see.
it. Stop it. You gonna put some respect on that V mix. Put some respect on the name, man. Put some respect on it.
Lord have mercy. He got his triggers going and everything. We're gonna start ladies first. Flo, Nana, how are you, sis? What's going
I
on?
am I am doing well. I am finished up a couple of projects today, got a little bit more to do,
Mm.
and decided to hang out with you for a minute and see what I can learn,
Oh
where I
Lord,
can grow,
we ain't learning today. We
all of
just
that
playing.
good stuff.
We ain't learning today because I'm only gonna get a little bit of time. As Tallboy know, I say I want to be cognizant of my time, not just your time. I got some honeydews to do around this place right here. Oh boy,
Okay.
what's going on in on Peach Street?
It's Labor Day weekend, player. So you either gonna be stuck in somebody's traffic for the LGBT weekend. I think it's the Breezy Bowl.
Oh my
What else they
God.
got going on? They got some other festival that's going on. They got about 5 or 6 things going on in the city.
Y'all
So
got the Breezy Bowl? Lord have mercy.
yeah, they,
Chris
they
Brown
got a
gonna
lot.
take everybody's one.
uh, all the young kids money. Then the LGBT family that they having their weekend, and there's something else going on. They got some type of food festival going
Wow.
on, and I don't know if there's a football game going on today or tomorrow. I don't know, but there's a lot going on in the city. That's
Well,
all I can tell
there's
you.
definitely football
Traffic,
going on somewhere. Shouts out to
traffic.
college football. Well, I'm sorry. That's your. I'm sorry. I appreciate that. Marvin Stark, I see you, brother. You at work? Come on, come through if you want to come online. You can come
Come on,
online today.
Marvin.
He had some things he wanted to talk about
Chris
a
Stone.
couple of the
Chris
other
Stone
days.
is hanging
Come
out
on,
here. Chris
Chris. We
Stone, come
waiting on
on,
you to
buddy.
pop on, but Chris.
Uh,
Look, I'm sharing on my channels. I think I am. Yep,
hey,
I'm sharing on my channels.
Chris, I do need to clean the pool. Listen, but again, these trifling folks, you saw the text messages going back and forth.
Why you got to call people
I mean, not.
trifling?
I'm sorry, not you, but again, no, the other guy. I have affected my schedule, thrown me off of what I'm trying to do. You know something's wrong if I'm using a whole nother platform here, but it's
That's
all good.
suspicious.
Um, listen, man, but let's talk about some things. Let's talk about something because I know we got folks joining, so that's always. I can't see how many people are watching with Restreamer, can I? I don't know. We'll learn this on the fly.
I
We like learning on the fly. We like
We
that.
do, but we hopefully we look good. Y'all tell us if we look good. Tell us if we sound good. We're just trying to do the thing. Lawrence, you
You-
building some things. Let's talk about that because you over here building
I'm over here.
communities.
I'm over here
Huh?
building some
Ain't
stuff.
nobody mad at you either. Ain't nobody mad at you.
Hey, got to do what you got to do. I started a school community, and actually one of my projects was today to finish my Start Here course for the community. Got that. I just got it up online, and it's been fun learning, studying, but more importantly, doing. I learn by doing. So it's my best way to learn. I'll look at something and then I'll go do it. Chris Stone, sir, I used a combination of Descript. I need some lessons and and a little bit of Final Cut during this process today to get this course done. It's a straight through. I didn't break it up. I decided after doing all of that, I'll just keep it one module. That's all it needed to be. So
Yeah.
I took different ones and stitched them together and made one module.
All right. And how's that going so far? Because I mean, it's the latest thing. Well, it's not the latest thing, but I think more folks are getting locked in on finally building communities off platform. We talked about this last week on the Technologist Forum because we want to own less rented land, more mortgages, that kind of thing. And there's so many platforms to choose from. What drew you to school?
A couple things. So, little history. I have my website, my basic courses, my and I have a community on Podia, which I
Hmm.
actually really, really like Podia for a lot of reasons. What it didn't have was easy access for community members to engage.
Mm.
I wanted a way for community members to easily engage, join easily, didn't feel like they were giving up all their children. And I wanted a community that had an app that they could put on their phone, on their tablet, or wherever. School gave me that. And with the school tiered pricing, it made it attractive to just get it started and get it off the ground and get it going before I switch. So I'm on what is known as the hobby plan right now, which
Hmm.
I'm fine with, to get it up and going. Just launch, iterate, 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 and I like it. I It's easy, and there's not a whole lot of resistance.
I think that's the big thing right there, right? Excuse me. The fact that it's straightforward. And I made that statement earlier today on Doc Stream. People want a Facebook clone because for a decade and a half or so, people have been used to using Facebook and know how to use that. And it seems like school is doing that, right? And you said you're on the hobby plan. So, I mean, it's the barrier of entry ain't too
No
bad.
barrier to entry.
Too bad, right?
No, I mean, there's no barrier to entry. There are reasons to hop to the full plan.
Mhm.
From my perspective, getting it up and going and getting started and learning the basics and determining what I would actually make premium and what I would leave not premium made sense for me to start with the hobby plan so that I can make that decision. The other beauty is I can create another community that's all premium and leave
Mm,
this one as more open.
got you.
So there's flexibility in the way you approach these
Go ahead, child.
as well.
Make
You don't have to, it's not you create something and that's all you create. You can create different offshoots of one community, one
mm.
group of people with a specific target topic that they're centered around.
Make that Hermosi money. I'll call it. I love it. Talkboy, what about you, brother? I know you building communities as well. Is that a sore subject with that heavy side that you just gave right now? What's going on in your world, brother?
So Florence, just like you, I have some community software that I really need to get off the ground. And I'm struggling because I'm really big into buying the product, but then deploying the product is the problem because I'm not as savvy as I probably should be.
Mm.
And it's like I kind of almost need that walkthrough. I don't know why this earpiece is not sticking in my ear, but we'll figure it out. But I'm not as savvy as deploying, and I struggle. And so I'm using another software called Community, and they just ended their LTD pricing
Mm.
because they said the app was actually about to drop. So my thing is I got to get this thing off the ground. But that was one of my things that I said I was going to probably try to work on this weekend, but that didn't happen. But on the flip side, you know, everybody knows that Tallboy is all video. So I've been working on creating some commercials for some actual companies and basically making them interactive, not necessarily all AI commercials. Let's just put it like that. So using JSON prompting. So I've been actually trying to understand the JSON prompting,
Go ahead.
turning it into video worthy, respectable product. So James, I just sent you a message on WhatsApp. Maybe you might be able to get it before the end of the show. So that's kind of what I've been working on. And then just seeing how I can utilize my workflow or my tools and just say, hey, you've already paid for this stuff. Let's just make it work. Let's deploy the tools that we already have. There's no need to keep buying if we don't have, if we already got it.
That's literally what Erica Bates said last Thursday on the forum. She said, "Listen," and she named him by first name. She said, "No, I got all my money already over at AppSumo." He said, "Man, I heard that.
Yeah.
Come on back, Marvin. I saw you come in, and I just got a text from Mr. Worthy. He and Cher should be here. They out running them streets. You know, they got that good money. So they probably out eating or something. They probably doing it. I don't know." Marvin Stark is in the building. Look, oh, he done cut his hair.
Marvin.
Boy, he done. Look,
They call him Marvin.
This brother look like Sir instead of What's up with
Well,
you, man?
I'm good. How y'all
Where you
doing?
at? You look like you in the space shuttle. What's that behind you? I mean, you
I'm
look
at the house, bro.
Okay, I didn't know what.
Ooh. What we talking about?
We just chopping up these fools. These folks. I'm sorry. Wanted to go live today, so that's what we doing.
Keep it up. I got more sound effects, James. Keep it up.
I know he do. Let me watch my tone. We just wanted to chop it up and have some conversation. But you was last Thursday. You had some things. You were at the office and you wanted to say something. Now could be a time if you wanted to rehash any of those topics that were heavy on your heart.
I'm trying to remember what was it was Team No Sleep. What were y'all talking about?
We went a lot of directions. We talked about unfortunate stuff in Minnesota. We talked about boy that got caught up in a domestic violence situation where he choked out his girlfriend, and we trying to figure that out.
Yeah, walk away. You know my situation.
Yeah, that's really what you said in the comments. Just leave.
Yeah, it ain't worth
think
it.
about it. If it comes across your mind, it comes across your heart, and you remember what we talked about. It may have been about the whole the firearm thing. Yeah,
the gun situation. Yeah. I wish Montel was on, but because I'd like to know his history with guns. Me, I don't have a bad history. I understand his side of what's what. Me, I was trained in the military, and me now buying firearms is more like a collector's, because I have a few things here to take care of business.
You got a few things. Listen,
yeah,
I'm not gonna put your business in these streets. But ladies and gentlemen, don't just roll up on Marvin Stark.
Yeah, what's your favorite?
No,
favorite.
This definitely not gonna be a. This
we
definitely
can't
gonna
put
be
that
banned.
out there, bro.
Yeah, this definitely gonna be banned.
It's legal, right?
Oh, everything I got is legal. Yeah.
So then, what's your favorite? You ain't gotta say the whole. You ain't gotta list the whole arsenal. You just gotta just say what's your favorite.
My latest baby was a 357.
Nah. I said your favorite.
That's my favorite right now.
Oh, the newest one. The new toys is his favorite toy.
Yeah, yes. 357. It's 8-shot. It's nice. It's nice. It's a competition. It's a V comp.
Mm.
Yeah.
But so we can have this conversation a little bit, and then we'll move into some other stuff. But you have everything the right way, right?
Yes.
You've gone through all of the courses, the backgrounds. And that's the way to do it. I mean, we're not gonna get into a whole bunch of different conversations about folks' political view or anything like that. But it makes sense if you're going to have something, make sure that you're protected.
First off, James, we old enough to where we should not even have to have those conversations.
Then it wouldn't be on. Then it wouldn't be on the news.
No. It's the younger crowd that tends to be on the news more. You don't see more older people on the news, not licensed. I mean, unless they have some issues to where they did not get those things resolved. The older crowd. Sometimes they say, "Hey, I'm a licensed gun owner," and hey, they support the NRA and they support
Lawrence. Completely out of this discussion.
You FAFO, and you know what happened. So I mean, Marvin said he got that 357. If you come knocking on the door at 4:00 in the morning,
I let him know when I'm around the corner.
I got 8 for you, and I might miss one, but at least 7 of them gonna find something. That's what he's saying.
Hey, if you fire something, you don't have to hit. that sound,
Oh my God.
that sound gets people running, gets people thinking.
I'm with Florence. I'm staying out of this conversation.
He's
I am staying out of this conversation.
Laura, what's happening? See you, my friend. Revis
I
Brown
will.
is in
I
the
will
building.
say this, so that you all, so that it's not. This is not a foreign conversation to me. I actually was in the military. I went through the same firearm training as well. So just, I'm gonna leave that there.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're not gonna put all of Florence business out there in these streets too, but she got some clearance.
If you bring it up, we're gonna talk about it. That's all I'm saying.
I just gonna
She
say
was shooting machine guns, so come on now. She at least shot it once.
She got some. I'm just gonna say she got some clearance.
Now, mind you, I didn't buy my weapons until my kids were up and out the house. So
let me ask you a question. Do you think that, and I don't know how, you know, because you hear a lot about school shootings, right? And when you hear about the school shootings, the kids know where the guns are in the house. Do you think that your kids would have been mad enough to go get something if they were ever that on that level? Or do you think that the conversation you and their mother had was they're never going to cross that line?
Kids are curious, and when you're out the house, they kind of explore. Unless, especially if you know your kids. If your kids is roaming through the house, know something. If you tell them not to go in that closet ever, you're out the house, they're gonna be like, nobody's around. Let me go see what's what.
Mm-hmm.
I know I was curious when I was a kid. So the question of guns when I was married never came up about having a gun in the house. Once we separated and went our ways, I didn't get my first weapon till my youngest was 16. And then I took her to the range, but I gave her some training at the house. Say, hey, this is how you do this is how you do that. And she wasn't curious. My oldest, she was a little bit way more curious. So I guess I knew in the back of my head not to have that around when she was there. So you got to know your kids. You got to pay attention to your kids.
Got to know your kids.
So let me ask you this question. Did you not feel comfortable taking one or both of them to the gun range, or you just said, I'm just going to just wait till they leave?
Well, me and my oldest were estranged. So
okay.
me and my youngest, she's not curious. If I tell her don't do this, she's like, all right, cool, no problem. But when I got it, I showed it to her. Actually, I got a shotgun first. But then when I went to the range with her, she loved it. She was like, okay, cool. She handled it. She was good. That was a 40. And James, no, she's skinny as a stick.
Put your hands on me if you want to.
But her mentality, very calm, collective, but you don't want to mess with her. Because when that fire hits, because James knows she's did track and field, and when she get on that track, she's fired. But sitting around, calm, very polite, peaceful young lady.
Yeah.
But you got to know your kids. If you ain't paying attention to your kids, you ain't a parent.
Say that one more time.
You know, because with that dude Witten House or whatever in Minnesota, when his parents bought him that gun, right? If I do recall, and he goes up and I'm going to help defend. No, you need to sit your ass at home. You ain't no cop. You have no training. You know, like I said, I'm sorry, I forgot your name, young lady.
That's okay. It's Florence.
Florence. Okay, so we've had the training in military. We know how to handle a weapon, this and that. So when my daughter came, I showed her how to handle it and everything. But it comes with training. And when I got my weapons, I made sure I broke them down, read the instructions, go to the range every so often to be familiar on how to shoot it and how to maintain it. I've had some classes, and in the classes, they tell you what you can do, what you can't do, how to aim for this and that. If you're in a crowd, don't shoot in a crowd. Look at what's behind you in case you miss, because you're going to hit somebody behind you. You know, all that. So at one time, they were going to do a psych check for getting your permit and all that, which I'm okay with. I mean, James and James, though I'm a little crazy, but
Yeah.
still,
Yeah.
If you have
But in
nothing
a good
to hide,
way. But in a
if you
good
have,
way.
yeah, if you have nothing to hide, go get it legally. But
Yeah.
you can get stuff illegally right now. I mean, I could probably go out there in about an hour or two. I can get me something that's not legal in California. So,
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
Well, the way the laws are here in Georgia, you don't even have to have the permit on you. You could literally carry without the permit, but you still have to have it if you get stopped and you fire it off. They're going to still check. But the law currently states, they changed it during the pandemic. The governor changed it to where you do not physically have to have the permit on you.
yeah, and like Montel was saying, we need to all these gun laws. We need to stop having these guns. The guns don't kill people. My guns are sitting right there in the room. They ain't bothering nobody. It's the people that's holding the guns. Talk to the people. Get people checked out.
I just sent him a text, see if he's free to jump on. We see Sharente's in the building. She says, "Know your kid. Appreciate you, sis, for being here." And then Shirley P, she says her first firearm was back in her 20s. Her dad took her to the range and then went out to the desert. So yeah, so she's been around a little bit. Revis Brown is chiming in. He said, "We need to train more black children. We need to teach them to be responsible." Go ahead.
If you don't train them, then guess who is going to train them? The streets.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. If you don't train, I mean, this is in anything in life. If you don't take the time to show them the good, the bad, and the ugly, there's no reason for a kid to say, "I learned something out in the streets," because the parent did not take the time to explain certain things. Back in the day, you fight with these, right? There's no need to go get a gun. So, but if you don't teach your child that, then they're going to think that it's okay to go get a gun, and they're going to they're going to learn from what? GTA, Grand Theft Auto, right? And once you take that life is not coming back the way those video games, I died and, I'm just going to start. There is no restart. But if you have that conversation, 9 times out of 10, they're going to probably stop, think, act, and then review. Start process.
My God.
Throwing a little different curve on it is, you got to teach your kid how to take a beat down. Because your kid get beat down, they're going to be like, oh, they're going to run to the house. They're going to know where something's up, where this and that gun's at. They're going to grab it, go back and finish their business with the gun. Learn how to take a beat down. All right, cool. You got me. All right, cool. Walk away. So
I don't think the problem is taking the beat down. I think it's the rubbing in and the egging on that comes on after you taking that ass whooping. After you take that ass whooping, that's where the problem comes in, because now they're going to get the joning, ribbon, or whatever you want to call it. And then now that's where that pressure for most children, they don't know how to deal with that. Right. And then, in a black home, in a black parent's household, you got your ass whooped. You going back outside and you gonna go beat them up until you come back home if we find out about it, right?
Yeah, beat down could be verbal or physical. You can get beat down verbally, but you got to be able to handle it. Playing the dozens. You come at me, you tell me this and that. All right, okay, I'm gonna come back at you twice as hard, and then you just keep piling up. Some people can't take that, because at my job, I got to throw in 2,000 filters before I say something, because somebody comes at me and I'm like, you know what? My job is more worth more than me coming back at you getting upset, because I'm gonna tear you down.
We in Florence know about that, right? But what? Got to bite our tongue every once in a while just to make sure that we stay on the straight and narrow. But Lord, we just
we could switch it up, James. I mean, he was excited about his toys, so I just wanted to, hey, let's find out what his favorite toy was. So we can switch it up.
It's all good. Yeah. And Montel about to jump on the plane. He said he might jump in the comments right quick. This a little different conversation than we typically have, except unless it's directly on one of the social impact shows. But I just wanted to chop it up with y'all, see y'all faces, kind of selfishly, talk about what you're doing, what you're working on. Florence working on community. I know, oh boy, you working on something. Marvin, we gonna get you live streaming or something one of these days too. I know you can't film on your job because that would cause some problems, challenges.
Yeah.
we don't want to mess up the 9 to 5. So But this is what we do. We get the inner circle together and we
Marvin,
start
you can do
talking.
some car conversations. Be in the car driving to work, just talking about all the
You know,
foolishness.
listen, that boy, because then they'll look down at the speed limit and then the police see him driving 120. Okay.
Yo, man. Yo, easy.
I'll delete this when we don't worry. This not gonna live on the channel, y'all. This gonna go. This right here is
You gotta catch me first, but my lead foot is gone. I got a truck now. My lead foot is gone.
All good. That's all good. Florence, talk to us, man. Bring us back to some sense of normalcy amongst this conversation, because it's thick in here right now. I just want to make sure that we.
I don't even know where to go with y'all.
Lord, listen, pray for us.
I don't, because y'all doing the most right now.
God, we doing too much.
And let me just say, I tend to stay away from conversation about how to raise children, because I don't have my own children. And I'm a firm believer that if I haven't walked the path, I don't have the skill, the knowledge, the credibility to tell someone else how to walk a path I've never walked. So I tend to not to have that conversation and have anything much to say about it, because I haven't raised my own children.
She know what it is. Be in the lane. Be in the right lane at the right time. That's all right. Until I see your brother 35,000 feet in the air, that's when you know you're balling. When you're on your phone, pilot told him to turn his phone and put it in airplane mode. Yet and still, he's streaming YouTube, Spotify, checking email. Lord have mercy. I don't get it.
You must have paid for that upgrade, that Wi-Fi.
Well, again, he got that Southern Cal money. So he doing okay. He doing okay. We gonna toast to him. And Tammy, know this is just. No, I ain't gonna say what it is. This is something.
James, I am gonna cure. You're testing Restream Studio.
Yes.
And this is my curiosity. What drove you, or what was your deciding factor to want to test this tool? I know that you've been a Restream customer for a little bit. I'll say a little bit. And I know that you're a loyal Ecamm Live user. What was the impetus for wanting to test using Restream Studio?
Couple-fold. And again, couple. I'm pulling up 3 fingers. Lord have mercy. Selfishly, I'm a brand partner with Restream, and my year is coming up, so I got to use the studio piece a little bit more and promote that. So, kind of selfishly from that perspective, and wanted to see what they've been building. It's somewhat impressive. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I don't really like some of the delay in switching between scenes and overlays. There still looks like there's like a second or 2 seconds delay. Like if I switched and made somebody big, when I look at it on my main monitor, I can see that there's a little bit of delay. So I don't like that. I still need to play with it, but mainly that's what it is. If I'm going to tout it, if I'm going to talk about it, if I'm going to recommend it, I should use it instead of just on the back end. Because instead of using it as my multi-stream platform, I figured I'd use, and I didn't know how many people were going to join online, so I didn't want to tax my local system in the studio. If we were going to have 10, 20 people joining, it's just easier to have them come in off of a web browser and do that way. There you go. Selfishly, I got to do it so they don't revoke my ambassadorship here in the next couple of weeks.
Okay. This week, I'm going to change the topic. Zoom did something, and I've been kind of looking at it, and don't shoot me, y'all, for saying the word Zoom. But
no, don't trip. I'm about to come back to Zoom for some other things.
What we all have missed, corporate America, corporations all over are using that platform a lot. So they've released. They said it was a name change, but I think it really helped people understand. They introduced what they're now calling the new offering is Webinar Plus. There's some things about it that I wish were different. And Tallboy, you may be able to chime in here. all of these features like this webinar plus the capabilities in there, some of the features you can't use in these API based apps, Ecamm for Zoom, vMix for Zoom, Mimo Live for Zoom, because some of the functions are not in the API. So if you want to use all of the functions, you want to use, for example, the event production piece, you've got to be in the Zoom Workplace app, for example, to use some of the features. Not all, but some. I would love to know, this is kind of moving Zoom out of, it's moving Zoom more into production level, true production level, and making it simple and easy for someone to get into it. If they've used webinar, add this next piece,
Yeah.
and they get the other capabilities, and they get the liminal apps, and they get 1080p and so forth. Any thoughts about that? Has anyone looked at it?
Well, I'm online right now and I don't see it. So you said it has been released or it's going to be released?
It's been released. It was the prior name was Sessions, which confused people tremendously because they couldn't
Well, we know about sex.
keep straight what it was. That was just
Okay.
naming. But it's Webinar Plus. I'll have to go to the site real quick here because it was a weird way to get there.
And it's part of Zoom.
It's one of their offerings. Hold on a second. Let me bring up this other browser so I don't end up doing something funky. And go to zoom.us. Which, has anyone noticed that when it switches, when you go to zoom.us, now it switches over to zoom.com? By the way.
Did not know that.
That was after their little DNS.
Okay, here we go. Zoom Webinar Plus.
Yeah,
transform
Webinar
webinars
Plus.
into TV quality productions with branding to $100 a month. Hey man. Hey man. Marvin, give me some money.
Yeah, I'll buy some more merch, but that's about it. Yeah, nah, bro.
And I'm not saying that it's for everyone, but for some people, one of the draws of Zoom, whether we like it or not, as opposed to some other things, is because it became ubiquitous through the pandemic. And even to this day, you can basically figure out how to click a button and get into a meeting. You may not know how to do much else, but you can do that on like the simple side. So if you want to engage with people in this virtual world, but on the flip side, as you go up, there's much more capability in the product now. And they are steadily growing it. It's becoming an all-in-one.
Well, I still got opportunity to come
curious.
back at
now,
a pretty decent
past
rate.
the name of the name of the product, the name of the company, and Zoomtopia is coming up. So I'm sure they're going to release some new features, some new capabilities.
They need to release a promo code. Is what they needed. Is release a promo code. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You can't take me nowhere. I know. Marvin, we talking technology, but not. I know if you want to hang or not, but that's just what we doing.
I don't want to be negative.
Good to see you, Julie. Appreciate you for being here.
I don't want to be negative, but unfortunately, you know,
talk to us. What's wrong?
The tech representatives. No, it ain't no. I'm trying to say it in a nice way.
You done already dropped every 4 letter. Listen.
No, I just feel like when the pandemic hit, they needed a solution, right? And when they needed a solution, which I understand, the uniform solution was Zoom. Skype missed the opportunity because Skype was the #1 player at that time, right?
Microsoft has shut down Skype.
No, I said during the pandemic. And then you come out with Teams, right? So now they got Teams, and then they have Zoom. So that's how kids were able to go to school virtually. That's how workplaces were able to go. But no one never took the time to say, what are the other platforms that can actually be actually good for us? And the Hey Summits came around. I can't think of the other one, but Go Brunch came around, and a lot of people did not. It just seemed like you said, it just became the industry standard, and no one ever took the time to say, how do we be different? And because the
Say
masses,
Kleenex. Just say Kleenex. It's the exact same thing.
well,
It's exactly the same thing.
okay, well, all I'm saying is, why are people not, and I'm going to share my screen real quick. Why are people not taking advantage of opportunities like this here, where you can have your own built out, decked out room?
Let's go
where
brunch,
you
right?
Yep, this is all Go Brunch right here,
Okay.
right? So I built this out and said, when you walk into my room, right? When you walk into this room here, now you have an aesthetic. You can have music playing. I mean, through widgets. If I want to have my office, I can have people come into my office. And then now we can do business. You can still feel comfortable, as opposed to just looking at that gold screen, or as they call it, the little gold bars going across it. I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm just saying people just did not do their necessary research, and saying, why not have something that's different? Why not say, hey, you know what, this is how can we dare to be different as a company,
Mm.
to where it looks like we're having fun? Because I have friends that are in Zoom calls all day, and they're like, well, I could be at home doing the same thing, but now you're bringing me into the office to do the same Zoom call. Why can't we? But you're not showing them any different. And I cannot think of the what is the person's name that works in the department for each company, not the webmaster, but oh God, I should know this. The person that works in the tech department that says, well, what's the go-to player? And then they go to tell the CEO or the supervisor, and then now they go ahead and pull the plug on Zoom Teams, Zoom for webinars, or whatever. They just released procurement, or whoever the tech team is. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, procurement is going to be your buyers, but
but they went
CIO
the CIO?
normally
the
sets direction.
chief information officer, whoever the tech person is for that company, whoever it is, they're the ones that said, hey, this is what we need to do to get us up and going.
So
every
James,
last
I'm
one, and this is just my personal opinion, and I don't work in corporate. I don't work in corporate.
I'm going to jump in on that one, tall boy. So you made that statement, and James, I would love to hear your perspective on this. But from my experience, it's actually not the CIO who says pull the trigger. What happens in most businesses, I won't say all, most businesses, both public sector and private, is the business users tell the CIO what they're going to use. Whether it's finance, administration, operations, product development, R&D, whatever. Those are the business users. The CIO is working for those people in the business. So those are the people who are telling the CIO, I'm going to use this and not that.
But that's not how it started in the beginning. Whoever, and it's on the tip of my tongue, but whoever works in the technology department, when the pandemic hit, they needed a solution, and they went to that person that works in the tech department, and they said, this is what everyone else is using, or this is what we should use. This is what's recommended. And then now the school districts jumped on board, companies jumped on board. And at that time, Zoom was doing all kind of webinars. There was a couple articles in the a couple news things that were happening to where they were worried about security. No one never took the time to say, what else is out there?
Yeah. So a lot of times too, and it's a term used in corporate, it's called shadow IT, right? Shadow IT will find something that they think that they need.
Yeah.
Well, shadow IT, right? So it a team lead, it's a supervisor, it's someone with some influence in the organization will say, I've been using this, I'm familiar with this. I'll go out and either buy those AWS, those Amazon instances. I'll go out and buy Zoom and we'll start using this because I'm comfortable with it. And it's not necessarily sanctioned by the business, but I can,
That's what happens.
right? I can own it for myself and for my work group and for my user community. But again, it's not necessarily sanctioned by the entire organization. It should come from the CIO because the CIO is the one who's setting precedent and direction for the entire organization.
But
So
often it
if I
doesn't.
got Zoom and Meeting and WebEx and Google Meet, if I got all these platforms running, your IT department can't support all of those platforms all the time. So that's a challenge right there. I hear what you're saying, but in corporate America, we and again, I gotta be careful what I say. That's what we are very
That's why I said it the way I said it, sir.
yeah, we are very comfortable, very lazy, very comfortable.
Playing it safe.
What,
There you go. No, it is. It's the truth.
for
Y'all play it
a
safe.
number of reasons, though, right? Again,
That's fair.
So you think about it. I deal a lot with the 3-letter acronyms too. So I deal a lot with federal agencies and things like that. I have to have platforms that meet certain security protocols.
You got to be GDPR compliant. All that. I get all that.
GDPR. So I work with a lot of international organizations as well. So and some of these cool startups that are coming up, maybe the Go Brunches, maybe the Heartbeat that check. I don't know. Some of these platforms may not have that checkbox to say I meet all of these compliances. Zoom was out there saying, you know what? We're going to get all these check marks, all these RFP, RFQ requests, these requests for quote, requests for proposal. We're going to get all of these things documented and checked off so companies, large organizations can start using our platform. That's how they won. How they won. They met all of the requirements of all of the organizations and they were just dumb, easy to use. That's how they won. They're not the sexiest thing. Go Brunch is cool. And some of the other ones are cool too, but Zoom just
I get it. They were in the right place at the right time, and when the cards rolled out, this is just what it is. I get it. I'm not knocking it, but I just think that everyone has looked at it as the industry standard.
Yeah,
I understand it. I understand that they are the industry standard. There's nothing wrong with it being the industry standard, but at what point does somebody say there's got to be an alternative?
What do you Marvin, what do you use? You don't have to be specific about your industry, but I know where you what do you use in your organization?
They use Teams.
See?
Teams
is a trip though. Nobody likes Teams.
Simplicity.
Nobody likes
me not being a big techie, but I can figure things out. It's basically you got to find something that's user friendly for everybody.
And so why Teams? Teams is part of Microsoft. Everyone runs off of Outlook. It's already integrated into SharePoint and OneDrive and all that. So it meets all of those criteria. It's not sexy, but it gets the job done and it crosses all those check marks. That's a really good question that you're asking. And honestly, Florence and I are really trying to dance around.
Y'all saying it in a nice way, and that's fine. We can table it. I'm just, for someone who does not work in corporate, I understand that there are certain protocols that need to be done. But at the same token, all right, we're going to use it for the year. But in this year, we're going to start looking at other platforms as well. But from 2020 to 2025, that has not happened. You have not seen anyone step outside of their comfort zone. And even when you start to look at other people that are doing webinars, that are doing conferences, that are doing just their lives, that that choose not to use a Restream, what's the other one, StreamYard, or a browser-based live streaming platform, they tend to fall.
Mux, Riverside, you can keep going.
They just tend to fall. They tend to fall on Zoom because would you say Zoom is quote unquote easy? I'm not saying that this Go Brunch is very easy. And now you just saw the aesthetics. All it takes is a graphic designer to say, all it takes is an AI prompt to say, all it takes is whatever it is that needs to be done, for these rooms to be created. Now, to Florence's point, they just added communities up in here. So that's a new feature request that just deployed, I think last week or this week that just happened. to where you can now have your community meetings. So now it's how do you get these? But I get it. Does it meet all of the check marks and the qualifications for corporate, for educational? I mean, just think about all the kids that are on Zoom that don't like to be on their camera. But if you walk in and you see that aesthetic, do you not think a kid is not going to want to probably be on? You might get 2 or 3 more kids to be on camera as opposed to the camera up in the air or with the fan. You seeing the ceiling fan. We're doing a call, right? So all of us are on the call. We're all looking into the camera. We're all being professional. And I get it. Kids are not going to do that. But you also know that, when you're on these business calls, not everybody, they may have their, what do you call it? Their avatar pulled up. I'm not saying you're going to get everybody. I'm just throwing it out there that why is it that after 5 years, we have not said, let's look at something different.
You also have to remember, and then again, this is a great discussion in the corporate world, especially in the U.S. corporate world, standardization of platforms and operating systems. There are still a lot of organizations that are running at the tail end of the support time for Microsoft operating system.
That's fair.
How long it took for companies to get off of not just 95, 98
Don't
NT,
say it.
right?
Don't
right,
say it.
right. But again,
I get it. No. If it works and it ain't broke, we ain't fixing it.
But
I get it.
It works. It's not broke. But again, from a support perspective, I know Florence wants to jump in here, but it takes a long time for that IT department that you were talking about to actually qualify that next release. By the time, I hate Windows, but by the time they came out with one release, the IT department has to test it through all of the business units and then migrate. It takes forever for companies. It takes the whole 5 years that Microsoft operating system is supported by Microsoft before.
I don't disregard what you're saying. Now, this is what I do think. Maybe the federal government, maybe an education system, maybe the Department of Education, whoever it may have been, should have taken the lead and said, these are the requirements for you to get our contract, right? Maybe someone should have said, if you want this contract, then this. And so now it gives every platform the opportunity to say it meets this checklist. Now it's just a matter of the pitch and who comes out with the best pitch. Is that not what the federal government is doing with these AIs? And OpenAI said for $1, and then now Google just said 50 cents. So you're getting the federal government, they're getting 50 cent on if you use the Gemini versus you using OpenAI for $1, or Grok is getting it selling it at $1. Why not say, hey, this is the standard. You want our contract. This is what we need. Why not say that?
I'm going to hop in there. Those standards are well documented, and anybody who works in enterprise America, at least in the United States, and if you work internationally, globally, the same standards are well known within enterprises. I work in a very regulated industry. Whenever I talk to a potential partner, I don't have to explain to them the certifications that they need to have. And if I do, I know that they're not the partner that I can work with, because it's going to take them hundreds of thousands of dollars to get those certifications and years to get it done.
Yeah.
It is not like just go fill out a piece of paper and here you go.
That's fair.
It's hundreds of thousands of dollars. And if it's a small company trying to partner with a larger company, they can't afford to do it. They just literally cannot afford to do it.
And that's a conversation in and of itself, right? I mean, is that fair? I mean, I'm gonna be doubting Thomas here, right? And I live in Silicon Valley, so I know because you want fair trade, fair market, and things of that, but small startups still getting some funding can't compete with these old school companies that know the game, that got lobbyists in DC, that got lobbyists at the Capitol, right? That are in the pockets. You're making a lot of sense, Cowboy. You really are, but man, on the inside, it's
the corporate red tape. I get it.
But on the flip side, Tallboy, the great thing is people like you and James and Marv, And every Chris Stone, all of the people we know, when we're talking with these smaller businesses, we have clients, we bring these new capabilities to them, these new tools to them. But this is the thing, you have to have somebody who knows how to work with them to get the adoption done. Because just telling them a good product is a good product and showing, sitting in a boardroom, showing something beautiful, and they love beautiful things, even for a small company. But when they come to, I got, let's just take a little teeny, itty bitty company. I've got 100 employees. They gonna walk through fire to get those 100 employees to adopt and actually use that new cool thing. And while they're fighting that battle internally, they're not out doing what they need to do, which is growing their business, keeping the doors open, keeping revenue coming in so that they can continue to pay those employees. That is part of the challenge as well. We can bring it back down to us as small solopreneurs. Is it more profitable for me and I'm going to go back to what I use, for me to use Zoom that I already know how to use with new capabilities? And yeah, I have some other alternatives, but when I'm trying to work with a small team of 3 people, is it more profitable for me to go after business than it is to drag them into a new capability, a new tool that they don't want to use because they already know how to use? It's the same problem. I hear what you're saying, tall boy. I agree with you. I saw, and it may have been what you were just showing, a tool. I think it was you, James. It may have been you, or it was Steve Worthy, who very early on, a couple of years ago, was trying to spin up something that had a very similar aesthetic to what you just showed on the screen. I was excited about it. Something did not go right and it just kind of died on the vine. I don't even know if it was the same product you just showed. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. There was another one that was being marketed to churches, very similar experience, but
Yeah,
it
it
was
was
the
an
same problem.
altar call or something like that. He can't
Yeah,
use it for a
alter
little while.
something. Very similar. Granny, she can figure out how to get on a Zoom call. It may not be cute, it may not be good, but you got a church of people in their 70s, 80s, 90s. They can figure out how to get on Zoom. All this other stuff is too hard for them and they are not even going to try it. So you've got the flip side is the adoption of it, not just saying it's here, but the actual adoption and use of that new technology as well.
You done said a
So
word right
it's
there.
in
Yeah.
the aggregate, it becomes the same problem that the large enterprise has. How expensive is it for me to go to something else? And the expense may not just be the licenses, the expense may be getting the team of people, even if it's my family, to adopt using this thing.
I don't disagree with you. I do just
It's a
think
great conversation.
I don't disagree with you at all, Florence. I just think
That
that
means you agree with me.
I just think that at the end of the day, someone has to say, whether it's the church leader, the church IT guy, you have to, it's no different from AI. We're out here teaching everyone AI, right? There's enough lessons and teachers out there right now to where if you really wanted to learn AI, you could. But at the same token, if I still have to hold your hand at the rec center, at the community center, at the church, they still have to have a dedicated person to still teach that AI in that individual. Because some people learn in groups, some people like individual attention. So I don't disagree with you, Florence. I just feel like at what point does someone just say, instead of everybody going right, why don't somebody go left? I'm not from the school of I follow the masses. I don't follow the leader. And like I said, this is just tall boy speaking tall boy. I understand corporate America is corporate America. I understand that there's certain policies that you have to follow. And what would you say? By the time I get through teaching and investing into this software, not only financially, the amount of time that it's going to take to get everybody on board when they're already fighting back, that's going to be another challenge in itself. But it's hey, we're going to implement. I just had a friend just tell me of a large corporation that we all know. They just had a Teams or a Zoom call, and they said it's AI or you're out of a job.
Yeah.
Literally, it's AI or you're out of a large company that we all know. And he literally was saying, you were just saying this to me over the weekend. And he was just so thankful that I kind of introduced him to it over that weekend. So when he walked into the meeting, he at least heard of it. He saw what some of the capabilities were, and they were also offering trainings. The company wide, there's trainings for them to say AI 101, 102, 103, AI basics, AI intermediate, AI, superior, what they have that out there. At what point? And I'm just saying, you're forced to now have to do AI if you want a job now. Why couldn't they have done this with
we were forced to learn how to use a mouse. We were forced to learn how to use a keyboard to have a job. Right? I was one of those people who was teaching CEOs and whoever how to use a mouse and how not to put their glass in the hard drive, the disk drive.
Mm-hmm.
So we were forced to learn how to use word processors. Right? I'm not saying that let me just say this.
we're saying the same thing.
Let me just say this very clearly and specifically. I agree with you that everyone doesn't need to use the same product. That's why there are so many products, whether it's virtual meetings or anything else. Right? I agree. What you're going to small companies, small new startups have to go through enough to get critical mass before the media pays attention, which is where the average person, at least in the United States, begins to pay attention. The reason generative AI caught on was because there was they reached critical mass in like a blink of an eye. Right? If they had not reached critical mass, it wouldn't have happened. That's true for pretty much everything. It's true for the clothes we buy.
So basically, it's a reactive situation as
It's
opposed
reactive.
to
People
they're
reactive.
being
Every
reactive.
product has a trajectory it goes on, and it takes off when it hits a point of critical mass. And I'm not going to speak globally. I'm going to speak in the United States. By and large, not in every industry, but by and large, if you want consumers to accept a new product, software, phones, whatever, that critical mass has to happen. And the critical mass is when it's being talked about on their favorite television show, when it's on commercials, they see it and it doesn't get out of their face. When it's in every, it's in the magical, 30-second football ad,
It's the Taylor Swift
Super
effect.
Bowl
I
ad.
got you. I got you.
That's when the critical mass occurs. In the meantime, that company with that product is doing all it can to get to the point of critical mass. I say this all the time. The same people who are in walking around in the streets is in the organization with us. The same thinking that's walking around in the street is in the organization with us. Whether it's a church, whether it's a school, whether it's a company, whether it's whatever it is, it's the same people. They're our neighbors.
I got you.
Why are we surprised?
Why are you surprised? This man that wouldn't change clothes and put on his medicine.
I see.
This
Over
man
here doing the most.
he over here.
No, I was cleaning, so I took my shirt off, so I had to grab something, and I figured I got to represent my boy.
Lord have mercy! Don't not that kind of stream. Don't take your shirt off. We was talking about
yeah. So let's get Talbor. I agree with you on new, innovative, different, attracting people at a different place in a different way, trying to garner more attention and have people, especially if you're talking about younger people who are still in school. I'm going to say that K through 12 age. I'm not a teacher, never have been. But in that younger, trying to do something to get their attention and have them be focused and want to learn in an environment that's attractive to them, I absolutely agree with you. That's where you're coming from. But the
It's
tool
protocol. I understand. I
the
get it.
tool that you're talking about still has, because the school, even the parents, even let's say a school or a community center that the children go to, or some other thing, they adopt this new technology and the parents don't understand it, and the child goes home and tells the parent. The parent now goes back and talks to the community center leadership. What are you doing? What is this? We don't know anything about. Those are the things those organizations need to take those conversations and have a plan for how they're going to manage those conversations when they come up, because inevitably they're going to come up. Because the parents are just as, I don't want anything to change. I need to understand it. How many of us had parents who said, I don't know how to do new math? What's the same problem? It's literally no different.
New math. All right. Listen, let's go ahead. Let's do this. Let's get focused here. I just put the QR code up. If y'all want that, the villain is a hero to somebody. I put the QR code. Y'all can go get that if you want to. In the shop. Appreciate you, Dr. Stark, for wearing that. That's a really good conversation, though. I mean, I noticed, right? You notice, Florence, how this can turn into a rabbit hole. Just it's not a religious debate, but it is it's a touchy subject because folks have been in the industry for a long period of time, know where the bodies are buried, right? And know why it takes so long. And I can understand someone like Tallboy externally looking in saying, man, why can't y'all get with some of this new stuff? I mean, that's an interesting conversation. I'm going to table that, and I'll probably bring y'all back because I want to have it on the technologist forum, because that's kind of the conversation, the place for that. So y'all apologize if I derailed you, if I pulled the plug. But let the church say amen. Go ahead, Shirley.
Let the church say. What do you say? Educate, entertain, and enlighten.
That's all we do.
Why I take this conversation. We don't learn. That's one of my favorite songs. We don't learn when we don't have people who challenge our thinking. So we learn when we have. I won't say we. I'll say me. I learn when I have people challenge my thinking. I'm always in learn mode. I want to learn all the time. And then I want to go apply what I learn. Maybe I'll take the conversation someplace else. And it doesn't matter what the conversation is. But that's one of the ways we grow. You know, when the mind's expanded, it can't go back. So we had a mind expanding conversation. I think it's good.
Marvin, Montel, if you still listening, I know you in the air, getting comfortable, have an uncomfortable conversation. I'm surprised, Tallboy, you didn't hit no Glorilla triggers right there when she's talking about music. I'm surprised you did.
No competition. Stay off. Yeah, Glow.
I know you was waiting. I could see you twitching, and I knew you. Hold on, let me get this QR code out your face. I apologize.
You covering up Tallboy's face.
I'm covering it now. I'll see you now. There he go. Get it out. Go ahead and get it out your system. Go ahead. Marvin, what about you, man? Go ahead. Come on, get in here.
I'm kind of coming in the middle of the conversation, but I hear what she's saying, expanding your mind. I had this saying long time ago, closed mind, suffocating brain.
Ooh, I like that one.
Yeah. I got a million of them, but yeah, that one stuck with
2 hours. That's going to be on the site. Say that again.
Closed mind, suffocating brain.
Yeah, give me 2 hours. That's going to be
absolutely.
I want my compensation too, bro.
Your microphone went out. Sorry, say that again. We can't hear you right now.
I want some proceeds.
love it. I love it.
Yeah, if you're not open minded, I mean, some people get way too open minded, but still, there's a place I used to go to, James, the coffee house.
Yes.
Go there, met a prism full of different people, and I had a certain mindset, but then I was like, okay, and I listened to what they were talking about, and it's like, okay, I hear you, and became great friends with them. So I may go there for maybe just to spend an hour, and I'm spending 8 hours because I'm about to leave. Someone else I know comes in, about to leave again. Someone else comes in. I'm like, oh, I've been here all day. Just the conversation we'd be having, and the friendship and the fellowship, male, female, white, black, whatever, gay, lesbian, all that stuff. And it's like, whoa, you start talking with them. It's a good peoples, and I still have my little stereotypes and this and that, but still it's like when I meet somebody, I meet them face value, and then the conversation or my perspective goes up or down depending on how they are. Some of them are pretty much, some could be jerks, some could be great people, but it's like you can't judge a book by its cover.
Right.
You get you see them, you do have that prejudice, then you start talking with them, and you're like, oh, and then things open up. It's like, oh, this is a pretty good conversation. We're having some great talk, great dialect. And it's like, oh, so yeah, I love going to the coffee house, hanging out, and just talking. It's cool.
I remember
We just went from firearms to Zoom. That's all.
And I was going to take it a whole nother path because, hey, Marv, remember you bought one of your partners on when we were having all of those
Scott
shootings and everything, right? And have those conversations. You bought someone who was, I'm going to say, right of center. Mm-hmm. I'll say that, right of center. And we had that conversation when we needed to have some healing in the country. So that's dope. But again,
actually, I guess you got to reach out to him. I ain't talked to him in a minute, but yeah, that was some hard times right there.
Yeah. Hopefully, we don't have too many more of that. We're gonna pray for the folks in Minneapolis because that was bad.
For me, you bring up a great point. At the end of the day, people are people. Mm-hmm. You can't look at a person and know what their story is, what their background is, what they've come through, what they've overcome, what blessings and valleys they've walked through. You gotta engage with the person enough to begin to understand who they are and how they operate. And for the same with you, because they can't look at you on the outside and know your story.
Yeah. There was a guy I used to work with, and he told me one time he'll just drive somewhere, park his car and walk, and then sit next to a homeless person and talk to them. And I'm like, yeah, I'm open, but I'm not that open. But I applaud him for just sitting there and hearing their story. And he had nothing to do with helping them out, but just sat there and talked with them. Mm-hmm. Like, wow, that's deep. I applaud him for it. I can't do that. So I have my limitations, but yeah, it's like get to know somebody, see how they, as the Indians say, walk a mile in my moccasins.
Go ahead, listen it. Multicultural. That's bad, man. That's bad.
So, yeah.
All right, we get a ton of folks streaming on a few channels here. I don't know why I turned on Twitch. I tried to be Kaisanat for a minute and messed around and had a troll come through.
Oh man!
But again, you're not winning unless you got some trolls. So, but it's all good. Anybody got questions? I got the QR code up there if you want to jump on screen. Again, we're not gonna be here for long. We're not gonna keep you for long. We about to bring this plane in, and then we're gonna collect offering as y'all walk out the door.
Collect offerings.
Yeah, we
You're not closing the doors of the churches.
Not yet. Not yet. We going.
You're not locking the doors, is what I mean.
Lock them doors.
Stop.
Hey,
stop. Behave.
That's the new thing I gotta get.
Behave.
Lock the doors. Lock the door. Florence is not walking out of here.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's the one. You know what? Because I'm gonna forget. I'm gonna write that down right now. I got to get my mom and Sam. Lock the doors. Lord have mercy. We can't take y'all nowhere. Lord, what's happening with you, man? Appreciate you for being here.
You know, James Hicks, you asked us what we were working on. What you working on other than trying to figure out
Hey, we got
What
you.
Restream
everybody else working
Studio?
on?
Yeah,
No,
you see.
he want to know what
Hey,
everybody working
I mean,
on, so
I be
he
like
could be.
this.
Do I need to
Come
pay
on,
attention to
come
this?
on with it.
Yeah, I
The
be
list
like
is
this.
shorter to find out what he's not working on. He
Huh?
always working on something.
I'm back here, Wizard of Oz. I'm pushing the
Stop
buttons. You know,
playing,
I'm
James. Tell
putting.
us what you're working on, man. See, I'm the only one that can reel him in. Tell us what
Yeah,
you're working on, man.
you.
I'm the
Yeah,
only one that's calling him out on his bluff.
yeah, you still got some videos probably of me acting the fool in Vegas. So you
Come
know,
on, man. The statute of limitations have passed, brother. I'm trying to be good.
and I've already
man.
told my wife about him. So you know, I was calling
He was
some people out
talking. He
their
was talking
name.
reckless, y'all. He was talking reckless.
See, there it is, right there. Listen, we over here just trying to do something, learning some of these tricks of the trade, like my other creator friends here are. I'm telling you what I'm realizing is that localization is the key, and realizing that the United States is not everything.
Talk to the people.
All right. And I'm realizing that a lot of times, and I'm sorry, I love my United States, I love my people, love the country. But when we try to get you to act and do something like, subscribe, share, and do all that things, we are more of a consumption community as opposed to a community or a society that will actually advocate for it. Right. And y'all know I'm real big on the word advocate as opposed to influence. Meaning what I'm saying is that a lot of my content, a high percentage of my content is being transcribed and translated into multiple languages. And I'm consciously pushing it outside of these 48 contiguous states. That's been my cheat code for the dramatic growth in the channel.
So, in layman terms, y'all, he basically saying
I'm global,
he international.
consciously international, and it's easy to do. And I'm telling folks in my inner circle who are also creators some of the tips and tricks to do. Just turn on these things. Turn on automatic transcribing on your channel. Let it go out there and not just do English. Let it do Hindi. Let it do Japanese. Let it do all these other languages because we're global. And then push your content to folks outside of the country because seemingly India, seemingly Brazil, seemingly the UK actually hit the subscribe button as opposed to US who just consumes. There's nothing wrong with consumption, but
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Do you think it's the type of content that you're putting out?
No.
Or do you just think it's just a flat out, just any type of content? They're just looking for something outside of whatever they're accustomed to in their respective country or their city.
And don't believe me, believe the biggest channel on the platform. Mr. Beast said the exact same thing. He has said that once he's turned on the ability to translate his content in multiple languages.
I turned it on. I just haven't seen no new numbers.
It's coming. It's a marathon, but it's a marathon. Yeah. But that literally has been my cheat code, and the thing that has changed the game for me is just opening up the borders for my content, making sure that it's pretty concise, making sure that it's real consistent. I'm even like today I was talking with Chris Stone, not sure if he's here. I've actually shortened the length of some of my shorts. So not even 60 to 90 seconds, I went 15 to 20 seconds. So one concise message that you may forget to scroll off and it actually maybe play twice. So, I mean, you get some of those mind tricks. So real shorter, concise. I don't use a whole lot of music anymore. I don't use a whole lot of flashy flash, but one call to action, 15 to 20 seconds. That resonates as a YouTube short. That resonates typically as an IG reel as well. It's just tweaking some of the workflow, tweaking how I engage with the algorithm, and then, like I say, being global. That's what I'm doing.
He paid for the followers, y'all.
Hey, mama ain't gonna let me pay. Mama see all the debit credit. So there's no. I would have some explaining to do. I would have some explaining to do, boy. The sky's the limit. Appreciate you, sis.
So I will say this as a content creator, and James knows my story more than a lot of you guys. And the ones that are watching, you know, I've had about 3 or 4 YouTube channels. it's frustrating trying to start something from ground up.
Mhm.
You waiting for your time to hit to say, is this the right path? And I'm also learning, because it's been very discouraging throughout the year to know that, hey, I just want to get to 1,000 and I haven't moved 15. And it's like, what are you doing wrong? You get what I'm saying? To where it's like, why am I not moving? But I've had to learn throughout this year that it's not a race. I had to learn that it is consistency. I've had to learn that when it is your time, as Hit the Spot 1006 says, your time is coming. When it comes, it comes. And you just have to be ready when it comes, right? So I look at Lil Duval, living your best life.
Mhm.
I watched him in the club and I watched his work. I watched him do a lot of behind the scenes comedy shows, movies, videos that he was in, music videos that he was in. I saw all of that. And then he came out with that hit and people thought he was over. And no, that brother was grinding for years.
Mhm.
So I'm now learning and I'm taking that to where I have to understand that this just, maybe this is the time to master. Because when James and I first started, we both did not know the software the way we know it now. And
Mhm.
we both were struggling or trying to learn that software. But now we have come to a level of, being comfortable with learning that software to where maybe there's some steps that I'm missing, some steps that I'm trying to, to attain. And then when the time comes, the time just comes.
Yeah, listen, and you think about it, all things in time, and I love what folks are saying. Your time is coming, things that, but and this is for all of us that are out here in these streets. 10% more than the person behind you. So one, there's your opportunity to spin up that community, so you can start teaching folks and bringing someone with you, bringing
Oh, it's
someone behind
coming.
you, right?
Maybe Florence might want to show me how she doing.
I,
What
I
she
was about
doing.
to have a real moment right there, and you had to come with
I
jokes.
had to mess it all
I
up.
was trying to
Yeah.
give you some flowers out here in these streets. What in the trading? Listen, we international, ladies and gentlemen. We got
Vietnam in the
we got
building.
Vietnam in the
Vietnam.
building. God, that's when you know you big time. When you got
Look,
Vietnam in the building.
hey, don't knock Wanda Giger over there on LinkedIn. That's the first
Uh-oh.
LinkedIn person I didn't see. Look, I'm stepping out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, I see
and
it.
I'm using
Hey.
LinkedIn because I'm meeting people where they are, right? Like LinkedIn.
Florence, I gotta watch what I say now. Now I know we on LinkedIn. Hey, now that we through with that whole corporate IT conversation, right? Yeah, I know.
We're not having that conversation
Yeah, we
anymore.
done
We
with that.
moved on.
we
done
through
with
with that. Okay, I can't have no more conversation. Now that I know we on LinkedIn, Lord, is my hat on right? Okay. I don't know who watching. Don't let the 5 to 9 mess up the 9 to 5. Mhm.
Uh-oh, she humming.
No, that's me, brother. That's me. I'll take it. Take it to chat. Oh boy, your content is still solid and sound. It will happen.
Yeah.
Surely be good people.
It just definitely takes confidence and resilience just to just know, because the average, you know what I heard, and I'm paraphrasing what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
They said the people that grew up in the 80s, I'm a 70s baby, so the people that grew up in the 80s and the 90s, that grew up in that era, they learn to be resilient, so they don't quit as easily as this new generation does. If it
Yes.
does not hit for that new generation, if I ain't seeing no coin being made, they're out. Whereas where when we grew up, 60s, 70s, and 80s, we understand that it takes time.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm learning to just say, don't get discouraged. Every time I hit that go live button, I know my stuff is tight, but you got to be confident, not cocky. To the ones that are watching, you have to be confident and not cocky.
Say that.
And when you're confident, first off, every time all of us press that go live button, we know our stuff. It ain't I don't know if I'm saying the right thing. Now the tech may not work. the tech may not work, and you may do a couple curse words or so, but neither here nor there. You know your stuff. Every time you go live, you know what you're going to say. You know how it should be delivered. You know that information inside and out. It's just a matter of how the delivery comes out. And yes, we do want it to look crisp. And as James said, we're probably the 2%, the 5% that is doing it on a level that the average person is saying, how do they be able to make all of that happen, if that makes sense? So, you discredit yourself on that side, but then when you see the numbers, you know, it's like you should be giving yourself more credit for the work that you do, but because the numbers are not showing it, that's where the frustration comes in. So I get it.
Well, because of the work you put in, all the work in the background you put in. Because, like, I was just a trainer just not too long ago, and if you don't properly prepare your class, you're gonna be fumbling in the class.
Don't do that. Yeah.
You know, what was it? Piss poor preparation makes something, whatever. But yeah, I forgot the saying.
Proper preparation prevents piss poor.
Yeah.
Performance.
Yeah. 5 P's or the 6 P's.
So, but yeah.
That's dope. So let me ask this, Marvin. I want to ask you the question off of Tallboy's thing, but shouts out, Mama's in the building. So Mama's in here. She said, "Have faith." She said, "Have faith like a mustard seed." Wow.
She look. She done came in before Papa Hicks. Come through. And he normally be the first one. He'd be the first one, but no, Mama Hicks done got that one today.
Mama's in the building.
So y'all, she need dinner tonight.
Yeah, so y'all don't tell no bad stories about me because she still think me. Okay. So Marvin,
that lies.
You as a consumer, because we're creators and right, we're the ones typically in front of and behind the cameras, but you're a consumer. What do you prefer to receive? I mean, is it the entertainment, education, enlightenment? Do you prefer, the jokes, the Kai Sadats, the Drewskis, that kind of thing, or some of the harder hitting conversations when you log on to something and consume content, TV, YouTube, whatever the case may be? What do you watch the most? What do you prefer to watch?
It depends on my mood. Because like every Thursday, boom, I'm team no sleep.
Yeah.
Whether I'm actively commenting or just listening because I'm doing other stuff. But I'll run through Facebook and go through things, and something catches my attention. It's like, oh, what's this? Like I said, depends on the mood I'm in. Sometimes I'm in a silly mood looking at stupid stuff. Sometimes I'm like looking for some. I come across something political, and it's like, oh, it's like, okay, this is pretty deep. Sometimes I kind of find something that's enlightening to broaden my mind. It's like, okay, that's interesting. I need to check this out. So it depends on my mood. It depends on what I'm doing. Yes, I like some humor. Yeah, I like to expand my mind. Yeah, sometimes I like to hear some funny.
You just a jambalaya. This point just jambalaya.
I'm a blank canvas. Paint me. What's going on?
You want some ratchet stuff, don't you?
Once in a while, probably, right? I mean, listen.
Y'all find hanging out the window with my wretched ass friends. I'm FREE.
Hey, ain't nobody home right now, so I can fool a little bit.
You want that ratchet? Go ahead and tell him, Marvin. I want a little ratchet.
I used to, but now I got to get away from that.
Right? See, again, corporate America right here, and you got us on LinkedIn. Careful what you do now.
Hey, man, they understand. Come on, man.
Because it's out there.
Yeah. Don't
we're
tag
not saying nothing that they don't want to say inside. You just saying it. That's all.
Just saying. Ain't nobody code shifting or nothing right here. But still, don't tag me on nothing.
Oh my God, this guy! Right?
I don't want to have no explaining to do.
Man.
So the reason that I asked that, and this is for you, Tallboy, and you for Florence, and then other creators in the audience. That's a hard call to action for us, right? Because Marvin saying, I like it all. I want it all. And if he's a member of your school, Florence, if he's a member of your community, he wants a little bit of education once in a while. He wants you to tell some jokes, right? How do we find it within those 1,440 minutes per day to build that content calendar to satisfy our community?
So for me, when you see me come on camera, I'm normally serious. I'm trying to provide some type of information. If you follow me, then I send you. I'm one of the ones that send you a lot of DMs.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you might get that ratchet, you might get that funny, but yet thought provoking. You might get you're getting it in the DMs. But
Right.
when I come on camera, I may throw a little subtle topic here of what is trending, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
But if Marvin and I are friends, James, you get some of it every now and then. I
Yeah.
don't like to drown you out, because you're on the West Coast. But if you don't need no messages at no 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning when I'm up at 7 or 8. But so I try to be cognizant of your sleep time, right? But the people that know me, you're gonna get those. What he said, he likes it all. If I know that there's certain things that he's interested in, he's gonna probably get it in a DM. And then now it lets you see what's happening in the world, right? But then yet at the same token, it's making you think, and it's also making you say, I'm getting a chance to learn how Tallboy thinks and how his personality is.
Why not monetize and put that on your channel?
Yeah. So
Well-
what I've seen with YouTube, yeah, when you're on camera, you're basically moderator, director, and you're waiting for other people's input to direct the conversation. So, and I've noticed that with James, I've catch yours a few times, Tallboy, but with Team No Sleep, yeah, I come in with some off the wall comments here and there, but then I drop some bombs.
Mhm.
But basically, you two are like the mediators, not the mediators, but moderators, the host. Hey, waiting for other people's input and ideas of what's going on. So, and then on the down low, on the side, you'll send little messages here and this and that. But you're looking for other people's input. You're basically directing the conversation and bringing more information in.
So to James, so to James's point, I putting it on YouTube, right? This is a tech show, so some of the stuff that I'm sending you is not necessarily tech related. It could be political, it could be just something that's entertaining, it could be something that's thought provoking, right? I will, before we get off of this show, I am going to say, if you're not a voter, you need to figure out what you're going to do as far as voting, especially if you live here in Georgia, because we've all seen our electricity bills rise.
Mhm,
You need to
mhm.
understand who your public service commissioner is in your respective area, because data centers are popping up all over the United States. And if you're not familiar with what data centers are, this is what houses the AI. They need electricity and they need water. Well, it's not Donald Trump who's raised your bill. It's not the electricity company that's raised your bill. Well, they partly, but the data centers, or the public service commissioners brokered some deals to allow these data centers to come. They got some kickbacks. And if you don't like what you're seeing, I think you should really look and find out who your public service commissioner is in your respective city, town, or state, and then you vote accordingly. If you don't like what you're seeing on your bill, then I think you need to figure out who your public service commissioner is. So
Well,
I will say that. Talk to the people.
Talk to the people. Listen, now, so you asked for him. Dad's here, so I got both parents
You didn't call
online.
your daddy.
Well, I didn't call him. I think Mom probably yelled at him. She said, she probably said, "Junior's
Senior!
online." He probably said, so they both.
Senior!
He was probably asleep. Lord have mercy. But that's all right. That's all right. we got Yolanda's in the building. How them Ravens doing? I talked to her about
Davidson's in the building. Oh man, my guy, Call of Duty man.
Yeah.
He up in the building. Okay. Cutting down trees and shooting down. You missed the early talk, Davidson.
No, he was on last week though when we were talking about the arsenals in folks' house too,
man.
and John has some things to say. My mom is asking about Florence. Florence is listen. She's part of the family, Mama. She
Let me address this with Hit the Spot.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Don't just talk. I'm talking to my mother.
Oh,
Hold on.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Find out. Listen, Florence Donald here. Yeah, she's sister from Maryland. So she part of the family, but she is here trying to keep us coordinated and organized. It's not working.
Oh my goodness.
But she tried.
Hello, Mrs. Hicks. How are you doing?
But she tried. Okay, now you may go ahead. And what did she say?
So she's criticizing me for allowing conversations to be on a lab tech show.
I
And James,
questioned it as well. I didn't criticize. I just questioned it.
and I will say this, whether it's popular opinion or not, I have two other co-hosts that are on my show, which is Revis and TBJ. That is my animated cartoon, right? Animated character, and he is Tallboy's alter ego. You get to know my personality, but you don't get a chance to know Revis, and you don't really get a chance to get to know TBJ. Revis has been a big supporter of the show, and I felt as if, hey, let the people know who Revis and who TBJ is. So even though we're supposed to niche down in your content, which is all tech, I wanted people to get to know who Revis and TBJ was over the summer. And now they've gotten a chance to know them because Revis wanted to have a relationship show. It's not whether or not I agreed with it or not, but he is a part of the Lab Tech Show family. And because of that, it was only right for him to have a platform to be able to introduce himself. Now, to James's point, he probably does need his own YouTube channel, but we don't want his ego to get too big. But we got to reel him in just a little bit. But we wanted people to know who TBJ, who Revis was, and we gave them an 8-episode podcast, and Revis chose to do it on relationships. Had some great conversations,
Yeah.
and it was very thought provoking. Whether you're single, you're married, you have kids, you're dating in a long distance relationship, they talked about it, and it was not tech related. It was just getting to know their personalities.
Yeah.
So it had nothing to do with me. But to James's point, to hit the spots point, I did have a separate platform. I mean, did have something that was not of the niche on the platform, and it was only for people to get to know their personalities.
Yeah. Subconsciously, though, you can get the word out. Subconsciously, though, your TBJ, right? That's a technology advancement there that you're using right there. So that's again 10% more that you know than someone else, because that is an AI avatar using the Microsoft platform. So one show I think here's an action item call that you could do is tell folks how you created that.
I'm gatekeeping that one.
Tammy, we try. We try to get this. Oh my gosh.
No, you got to gatekeep that one. I'm gatekeeping that one. But anything
Hard
else?
for in the community, you could charge a Okay, we'll take that offline. We'll take that offline.
I got you.
Listen,
But Tallboy, you did do a show. It was you and Matt, and I thought one other person when you all
it was Matt,
first
'cause Matt was the
created
one that-
those.
because Matt got one too.
You got to talk to Awesome Fun Things on how he did it. I ain't gonna tell you how I did
Oh
it.
my goodness.
Yeah, but there was a show. There was a show
Matt.
where rest in peace. What's his name?
Robert
Lee.
Robert
Lee, myself, and Awesome Fun Things. We all created our digital character, cartoon character, and we were all excited. And if it wasn't for Awesome Fun Things, none of this would have happened anyway. I just happened to see him, and I just took it to the next level because I felt like and I don't know who's watching, but I wanted representation of an African American cartoon to be on the images of what people see on YouTube. And I felt like when we were growing up, we didn't see that. And I wanted anybody that watched this show, they get a chance to see that representation of an African American cartoon. So
you the new Cosby Show.
I was about to say that.
You the new Cosby kid.
I needed that. I needed that representation for myself. So even if people don't like it, they don't respect it, we didn't have that representation when we were watching what was the show that the Cosby did?
Yeah.
What was the name of that show? The cartoon one that we used to watch. Fat Albert.
Yeah, Fat Albert. That's right.
So outside of Fat Albert, we didn't see any representation of cartoons. Now, maybe I should do a spinoff with TBJ doing something, but I just haven't, my creative juices have not gone down that road to do some stuff. But I just...
Tech news for the week of June 18th. Hey, is streaming the new king? I think they about to take over these TVs. AI commercials are here. Did you see that commercial in the NBA Finals?
There you go.
We're
That's
gonna
your dude. All right.
Yeah, so that's TBJ. And so I just felt like we needed that representation. And that was the only reason why I took it to the level that I did. And then it was funny because the laptop that I originally had was starting to go out on me. And I decided to upgrade the laptop. So it was like, we're not going to just throw away a laptop and it could still be used. You know, we're going to use what we got, right? So you use what you got to, you get to where you're going to. And so using that secondary device, that was kind of what you said. Since we have the software, it is compatible. We're going to just go ahead and make it happen.
I heard that, brother. I heard that. Listen.
Okay.
Folks, that's what we're gonna do. We gonna give you a little bit. I don't know what we gave you tonight, but we about to wrap it. We're gonna
just
bring
random talk. That's all we did. Just random.
But I'm tired. Tired of talking to y'all.
Well,
what you can do is you can fire up another stream.
No, I'm not going to fire up another stream.
You don't want to do that, huh? See,
no, we're gonna let Florence fire up another stream, and then
no,
let Marvin fire up a stream.
Florence been online all day.
That man said, "K." Yo, they're speaking Spanish. I love it.
Yeah,
but no, I appreciate us to be able to come together, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate us to be able to just talk about anything and everything, random talk, and just get whatever's on our chest off our, just get it off our chest. I think that's we need to have more of these because our creative juices are flowing, and then it's sitting there bottled in, but we don't know how to say it. And now we're finding a way to say it, and it should be done a lot more often.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Get it off your chest. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. What you sipping on there? You going straight to the head with something right there.
And I've been drinking this thing since the start of the show, man. Don't do that. Okay. Just because you was drinking yours in the bottle don't mean, and you was covering yours. I didn't show the brand.
You should.
Look like some,
yeah, exactly. Cut the check. Holler at me at I Am Tall Boy. See, I talk like this, Marvin. He be scared.
You got me on LinkedIn right now again, so I gotta.
I can't. Yeah. You told me to step outside of my box.
You outside.
I did.
You all
now,
outside.
Just because you inside yours don't mean I can't be outside mine.
You and Cardi B outside this summer. You definitely.
Thank
outside.
you, Wanda.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Wanda. I'm not listening to Hit the Spot 1006. He a big boy. Oh God, this is what I deal with, man.
I'm gonna let Florence end it, but Marvin, what's going on? You good?
I'm good. I was about to escape out here because I got some things I got to catch up on. I'm going to do the IMAX print show.
Like that?
Yeah, the Sign of Time. Yeah, I'm about to go see that.
I'm just gonna go finish cutting this grass. But don't worry about it. I don't need no help. Y'all stay where y'all at. Don't worry about it.
Parlez-vous français?
There he go.
Comme ça?
Now he going to France.
He don't even know what he want to speak now.
Florence
Donald.
Yes, sir.
Take us home, sis. Take us home.
I want to just kind of encourage more flowing conversation. But more than that, I just want us to realize that we all have unique gifts and we all have a unique voice. And to answer Marvin's question or your question regarding Marvin getting all of the different components, sometimes we have to know who we are. Not sometimes, all the time. We have to know who we are. And if I'm not that person who's going to, and I'll just say this because I don't have tell jokes, then my next move to serve a Marvin is to partner with someone who will.
Wow. Yeah.
Because I'm not going to bend myself into someone I'm not. And then I lose me. So when we're dealing with or reaching out to those who are part of our audience, and we begin to understand what it is they're looking for, and it comes in many ways. And if we're not that person, or that's not our message, or it's not our style, then we collaborate and partner with someone who can feed them where they are.
Wow.
Yeah, that reminds me of another saying. I'd rather be hated for who I am than loved for who I'm not.
I'm just letting that marinate for a minute.
Yeah.
See, that's why Florence is shutting us out there. That's why my mom, she texted me, hey,
we're gonna let her talk.
Yeah, my mom was like, hey, y'all.
But Mama Hicks, she got to get in where she fit in. Now, come on, she's been on multiple shows, so she is not a first timer. She know how this go, and you know how I am. You know how your son is. We getting to know how Marvin wrote, so she just got to get in where she fit in.
You already know.
Period.
I got nothing to say.
So here's the thing. When you have something to say, you say it. When you don't, you don't.
Mm-hmm.
You don't talk just to hear yourself talking. At least I hope you don't.
Hey, man, my family knows right there. Hey, okay, that alone. This is what we do. Appreciate y'all. This was just random. We wanted to get together. Some of the community members in the squad wanted to get online, spend some time chopping it up. Hopefully we brought y'all some entertainment. Hopefully we did some enlightenment. Hopefully we gave y'all some messages, some things to move forward with. Maybe we'll do something a little more structured in the future as well. Regular, recurring, kind of office hours. I don't want to. So, like Florence, I don't want to do it at the same time Doc does it because I don't want to take away because some of his audiences and communities is ours as well. I may actually do something during the weekday. Tallboy, you asked me what I'm working on. I'm thinking about doing it in office hours, maybe like a Wednesday early afternoon or something, and we just get on, chop it up, and talk about life.
Wednesday.
Well, yeah. Well, you at the end of your season, right? You did 8, so now you're free. So
no, I'm back to the Lab Tech show on Wednesday, brother.
Well, then maybe Wednesday ain't the day.
I'm not doing this. Trouble don't last always. I'm just saying. We getting ready for Sunday. I love y'all. I gotta go.
And can you cut that so we don't get a strike? Can you cut that so we don't get no strikes? Wait, listen. Let me throw this love up here. You guys were great. She not scoring. Okay, see, Mom not scoring. She. Okay.
You're not gonna get my demonetized, brother. You always trying to get the coins. Just have some fun, James. God.
Well, I'm gonna have fun, but this business. Business is business.
This guy.
When you got where we at?
Where you at, Chris Stone?
When I got almost 20K people, I got to make sure that we stay aligned. Okay. Y'all be good.
I'm just getting you ready for Sunday, y'all. Y'all enjoy the good word tomorrow, all right?
Take it. Go ahead. Play your trigger, and then I'm going to end the stream.
No, I'm done.